going on, Tailgaters?
Welcome back. Season number 2. Oh, forgot about something here. Season number 2, episode number 2 of TDs, Beers, and Tailgates. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
what's going on, man? What's going on?
Not a whole heck of a lot. You know, I'm waking up this morning, and much like a lot of you guys, you don't know what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what month it is. I don't know what sports season we're in because there ain't a whole lot of shit going on right now.
No, it should be celebrating opening day or have celebrated.
Weekend, all kinds of
lots
stuff.
of baseball should have been happening. And you know what? That's something Jay and I were talking about. There's not a lot of sports going on right now. Well, there's no sports going on right now, but there's no sports shows either. There's some. You can find some podcasts here and there, but we're here for you guys. We said we'd be here. We are here. There's no sports center really. There's not much NFL Live, but you got us. So
we are here.
Yeah.
I am Buffalo Jay. This is B. Rye. And, we'll sit here for a little bit with you guys, talk about a little bit of what's going on in the NFL.
You betcha.
Free agencies, and, hey, maybe we'll get into
All
a
that
topic
good stuff.
of whether or not the season's even going to happen. So, we're here, and, if you guys are there, go ahead and type in some questions. We'll go ahead and do some Q&As. We're not going to keep you as long as we did last week.
Yeah, we're
definitely not going to be doing no 2-hour show today.
A little rough.
But I think I can get a good 6 beers in me, and I think we'll be fine, though, in an hour. What else we got going on?
That's the first half hour. What are you going to do after that?
Oh, no kidding, right? Well, I got backups. We got backup beers. We always get into what we're wearing and this and that. And like I said, I don't know what day of the week it is. I don't know what's going on sports season-wise. I just threw on a shirt, and you know what? Buffalo Bills body lotion, because it rubs the
body lotion
on its skin, or it gets the hose.
Shit, I didn't pay attention to that. Excuse me, when I go throw up. Anyways, I pulled out an old school Broncos because I was hot, so that's my reasoning for it.
I couldn't even grab a sports hat and put one on because I just, like I said, it's
weird.
It's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, it is. We're in some weird times right now. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
FS1, Fox Sports, is putting on, live concerts and stuff I'm like, man, Fox Sports is even resorting to concerts now. It's like, wow. This sucks.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Cheers to that. Oh, shit, that wasn't 6 feet away.
Yeah.
Anyways, drinking here a little Goose Island 312, local beer here from Chicago. Had it in stock and figure it was, don't want to run to the store any more times than we have to right now. So there you go.
Money's tight. So I'm drinking Bud Light because know what? You can get a whole damn 24-pack for $14.99 right now at the local store.
Yeah, buddy.
So my Labatt Blue Light has to take a little bit of a back seat. And hopefully things don't get too rough.
Right.
Because I don't want to be going to Busch Light. Because I tell you can get a 30-pack of Busch Light right now for $13. And man, that's less than like 40 cents a beer.
College. College days. Our beer in college was a good old Keystone Light. It was my buddy Wayne in college used to say, it ain't bad beer.
God, I do not want to go that route, though.
He had 2 lines. It ain't bad beer, and his other line was, it's not the type of car you drive, it's the size of the arm hanging out the window.
I like it.
So, don't know where you're at, Wayne, but here's to you, buddy. All right. A quick little shout out that we have. There's nothing to really wager on at the moment, unless you're into e-gaming. You can get some action on e-gaming. These people playing, I don't know what the hell they play. They play something online, and you could wager on it through Monkey Knife Fight. Monkey Knife Fight, you compete against the house rather than pros. You can pick over-under on who's going to kill who or what have you in these games, and you can get some action. I know a lot of people are jonesing to get some action. Sign up today using our promo code Tailgaters. You'll get a 50% match up to your first $50. Again, use the code Tailgaters and get some action.
With an S.
If you don't want to wager on e-gaming, you'll be all set for when sports does return, because it will. We don't know when, but it'll happen. So,
you know what? Is there any way we could set up our own gambling betting site? And actually, you guys could bet on whether or not
Jay's drunk.
Who's gonna beat each other in Madden? We'll play some live Madden, right?
See what?
Who can do what?
We could do wagers for like a TDs, beers, and tailgates swag. That's what we could do.
We could.
You know, something like that.
We
can do some
sit here,
swag. We can
play a
maybe do
game
some
of-
monkey knife fight swag, something like that.
Play a game of
you know,
Madden. And
you could watch us live stream Madden and guess who's going to win.
probably my ass, boy. It's
Or
been
we
a
could
long
simulate.
time.
Actually, you know what? Actually, they are doing that. So somewhere they were simulating Madden games or even baseball too, and you can wager on that kind of stuff.
Jesus.
On the
You
simulation.
know, I tell you what, that's got to be
better
pretty
than nothing.
bad. It's got to be pretty bad.
I know, it is.
If we all get together on a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
We're all going to get together, sit here on the couch. We're going to get the cooking going. We're going to have chips going and all
up the
this
Xbox.
food. Fire up a simulation game and start cheering.
Exactly right.
I don't
There
know.
you go. Actually, we might have to do that.
You know, I think we could make it fun. I think we could make it
I
fun.
think that's going to happen. All right. We'll work on that.
Jeez.
Maybe we'll create a league and get something going and let you know what happens. Shit.
That's good stuff, man.
All right. Some good news in the NFL. The draft is taking place on time. It's not going to be a live draft as we have seen in the past. They're going to do a remote. Have everybody stay 6 feet away and make their picks. And it's going to be, with Zoom and all the other different apps out there today, I'm sure they'll be able to make this work. So it's going to be interesting to see how that looks. And Jay and I were talking here before the show. We might live stream during the first round, or it was part of the first round, and give you our takes and reactions.
You know, I don't think there'll be any might in that. I think that's something we're going to be doing.
I think it's going to happen.
We're gonna be doing a nice live stream for you guys. Whether it's the first 10, 15 picks, what have you. And you know what? We'll. I mean, come on. That's going to be some serious excitement going on.
Absolutely.
And
you can listen to Mel Kiper. You can listen to us.
Man. So yeah, I mean, we'll sit here live during the damn draft and give you our take on what we think and after the picks are taken and what have you, and why not?
I don't know if we could take over, overtake Mel Kiper, but if we were going up against Joe Buck, I guarantee we would take that SOB down.
I like it.
So anyways, the draft coming up later this month, and again, Jay and I will be live streaming during that, so looking forward to that show.
Thursday the 23rd, right?
Sounds about right.
That's
Yeah,
about right.
yeah. So there you go.
Oh yeah, so see you guys there.
We'll probably have a show in between here and there, but anyways, draft special just announced.
Better write that down.
Right on. Yeah, exactly. I don't forget. I'm old. All right. So what else is going on?
I don't have a hat on, man. Like I'm not even wearing a hat right now. Like I'm really lost.
I don't have
Dude,
a hat on.
I'm just lost. Yeah. What else we got going on in the world of the NFL?
Lots of stuff. We can talk about free agents. Free agency is pretty much wrapped up. There's still a few dudes hanging out there.
Let's talk about quarterbacks real quick.
Let's talk about quarterbacks. Yeah,
right?
sure. So three big names we have on the quarterback front that are hanging out there. Biggest names, Cam Newton, 31 years old. Jameis Winston's only 26. And then Joe Flacco is also 31. Flacco, he's not a starter anymore. Maybe somebody to look for a veteran, in the locker room as a backup, but I don't see much action for Flacco. Newton's an interesting one, though. What are you hearing on Cam, and where do you think he might land?
There's been a lot of rumblings with the Chargers and how he could be a really good fit over there with Anthony Lynn and stuff. And I'm sorry, but I believe that's just a lot of hearsay, a lot of rumors. I don't think Anthony Lynn's going that direction. Anthony Lynn came from Buffalo as the first running backs coach. Then he became the offensive coordinator when Greg Roman got fired by Rex. Then he took over and became the head coach when Rex Ryan got fired in the season. He goes to the Chargers, ends up being their coach. He brings Tyrod because he knew Tyrod had a raw deal in Cleveland.
Right.
And he's going to stick with Tyrod. I think he's got... There's a connection between those two, and I don't think he wants...
Which I think is stupid, for lack of better words.
Hey, look, Tyrod is Tyrod. He will manage a game, but he is not going to throw the ball 10 yards down the field. It's just not going to happen. So he'll manage it, he'll protect the football, but he's going to dink and dunk. Now, that works out great for Austin Eckler. I think.
Yeah, Eckler, but, Gordon's in Denver now, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Right, but the free agent quarterback-wise, I'm sorry, I'm hearing the rumblings. I don't see Cam going there. Personally, with the money that Miami's been putting out, I'm actually surprised Miami's not in the mix with Cam.
They need that money for their 85 draft picks that they have.
Well, that too. But, I mean, because honestly, where are they going quarterback-wise? I mean, are you going to bring in a Joe Flacco? Are you going to move on from Josh Rosen? I mean, what are you doing there?
They're going to pick somebody in the draft. I mean, Miami has 14 draft picks.
Dude, they got 5 in the top 56 picks.
Exactly right. They pick 5, 18, 26, 39, 56. They're going to pick a quarterback somewhere in there. Maybe they'll package it together to jump up and get Joe Burrow. I've been hearing rumors maybe that everybody's going to. You have the first pick. You're holding the golden ticket. You're going to listen to any and all offers.
Yep.
So I'm sure the Bengals are listening. Who has the most stock to trade? Dolphins do. So.
Yeah. No, I mean the Dolphins have a lot going on for them. I would not be surprised to see them make a move to get up to 2, possibly 1.
Right.
I mean,
exactly right.
There's definitely something that could happen there. But again, what are they going to do? Because you can put all this money into free agencies you want. They've signed the most. They've got the most money shelled out to free agencies right now. But if you don't have somebody leading a team, a.k.a. your quarterback, what are you doing? What are you doing? And that's just... I mean, still Ryan Fitzpatrick's kind of up in the air over there, and personally, I like Fitzpatrick. I like Fitzmagic.
The beard could be leading them.
Amish rifle.
Yep. He could be leading them this season. We'll see. But again, Dolphins are going to get a rookie. Don't know who that's going to be, but I think that's the way they're going to go. What about Jameis?
I don't have a lot to say about Jameis. I think
he got his vision corrected apparently. So the fucker was colorblind.
Yeah, because that colorblind.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. No. Honestly, with Jameis, I think he's going to end up being a backup somewhere. I don't think you're going to see him as a starter in the NFL.
Yeah.
Really? I don't. It's not okay. Let me rephrase that. With him getting picked up. Right now in free agency, he will not be a starter. He's going to be a backup. And now, could he earn the position as a starter? Could somebody get hurt and him become the starter? Of course. But I don't think anybody's going to sign him to be a number 1. I just don't see it. I think, look, much like the E.J. Manuels of the world and God, I'm trying to think of the other guy who was so freaking interception prone, but he is very inaccurate. He can throw you 500 yards, but he's going to also have 5 interceptions in that game, and they're not going to win the game. So, for me, I really don't know where he's going to go. I don't have any insight to it because I haven't.
He doesn't know where he's going to go, even when he's throwing the ball. He doesn't know.
Right, and there's really no rumblings on him. There are no rumblings with Jameis Winston right now.
No, not really. It's been pretty quiet. Jacksonville. I mean, they're relying on Gardner. They don't have, they don't have a lot of money invested in the QB position after trading Foles to Chicago. Maybe they bring him in there to back up Minshew, or as a safety valve there. Bengals are going to rely on a rookie, but they have a veteran presence. So they want to bring somebody in there to compete with the rookie or kind of groom the rookie. And that might be actually a better fit for like somebody like Flacco, maybe going to Cincinnati with a rookie or something.
Well, see, now I look at Flacco as if Doug Marrone is serious about going with Gardner Minshew, I think you bring in that veteran presence of Flacco to come in there because Flacco's not going to compete for the job.
No,
he's just not going to do it.
But he could help groom Gardner.
His starting days are done.
Yep.
But he could help groom a little bit of Gardner. Now,
He needs some grooming. It's a shaggy motherfucker.
He does. He needs to be held in check a little bit. But it's just, so what do you think? Here's a question for you.
All right.
Here's a question to all you guys, too. We all saw the shenanigans with Gardner Minshew last year.
Yeah.
What do you think he's doing right now in quarantine?
Oh, my God. Well, he was embarking on this road trip. He got a big old RV, and he was going across country, checking out all kinds of cool shit, checking out people's barbecues, and flying planes and shooting guns and just living the life of a young single American doing whatever the hell he wants. Now I don't know, man.
I know, so maybe he's in the RV just sitting in there.
Maybe he's visiting the Tiger King. I don't know.
Oh God. The Tiger King.
So didn't take long for that to come up.
I did not think we'd have a reference.
No, too late. One show I haven't watched and I have no plans to. So the quarterbacks, those are the few quarterbacks that are sitting out there. Let's move on to running backs.
Running backs.
Yeah. So
actually, I saw a question in here too about running backs.
So that's perfect. It's a perfect transition here. So we'll get into that in a second. We have three big names sitting on the excuse me, free agent market. Lamar Miller. Oh shit! I didn't cough in my. Lamar
I'm sorry,
Miller.
I don't mean to laugh about that. I really don't.
Yeah, I know.
But I know this guy, so it's
we're all gonna die at some point. Lamar Miller, 29 years old, Devontae Freeman, and Carlos Hyde. Three names. Again, they're not going to be taking the lion's share of your carries in the backfield, but all three of those guys are good complements to somebody else. Maybe playing the second fiddle with somebody. Where they're going to land, I have no idea. I don't know really. Who's desperate for a running back right now. One thing that we do want to talk about is the running back situation in Denver.
Sure.
So our buddy Johnny Highland, if you're still watching,
Johnny,
let's hit up the Broncos backfield situation. So you had Philip Lindsay. Philip Lindsay is a small back, but he can catch the ball in the backfield. The guy's got breakaway speed and not a big back. He's not going to be a guy who should get 30 carries a game, but it's definitely somebody you want to get a lot of touches because he can do good things with the ball in open field. They went and signed Melvin Gordon.
They did.
Away from their division rival, from the Chargers. And Gordon, you know what? Stat I saw on Gordon the other day, he last year converted 60% of his third downs. So basically what the Broncos are doing is they're putting a lot of money on third down, saying, hey, it's pretty damn important to convert your third down, and we need somebody who's going to do that for us. Let's get this guy the ball between the tackles and make it happen. Lindsey's really not your third and short type of running back.
Right.
He's going to be your guy. Maybe you do the play action and hit him on a quick slant or something like that. But Gordon's going to be that dude. So I think with Eckler and Gordon, even when Gordon came back midseason, I see a similar split for Lindsey and Gordon in Denver, which is a great thing for the Broncos because Eckler and Gordon were both successful. They weren't Eckler, in particular, put up a shit ton of points because in your PPR leagues because he had almost 100 receptions last year. If Lindsey going to get that many, I don't know, but I think he's going to be a receiving back, and Gordon's going to be your dude to run between the tackles. So I think he's a great compliment to Lindsey. I don't think it's a slight on Lindsey at all in Denver. Again, I think it's going to be a great kind of like Eckler and Gordon were in LA last year.
Fantasy-wise, who are you going after first?
Fantasy-wise, that's a great question. If you're a PPR league, I'm probably going Philip Lindsay.
Okay.
But I want to say that they're going to be drafted a round apart. So, say Lindsey goes third round, Gordon's fourth round, something like that.
So do you think in a PPR league Lindsey's going first over Gordon?
I see Lindsey going first over Gordon in a PPR league, but again, I think you're looking at a round difference in value in those two players.
So my take on, I think it's a great pickup for Denver, of course, and even Buffalo. Buffalo was in the mix there too. They were trying to get him to come in there, add a nice compliment to Devin Singletary.
Yep.
And one thing that I like about Melvin Gordon is the fact that
his hair.
No,
sorry.
No, what I like about Melvin Gordon is he sat out 5 games last year, right?
Yeah.
And, he came in, he's like, I'm not going to pull the Le'Veon Bell. I'm not going to sit out an entire season. He did come back. Took him a little bit to get his legs under him, but it didn't take long. And I truly, truly believe in a new situation, in a new offense. You've got Locke, who's going to be manning the offense there, right?
Yep.
So I really like the situation.
Rapping on the sidelines and manning that offense.
I think Melvin Gordon's going to have a breakout year. And personally, I feel for some reason Philip Lindsay is going to take a little bit more of a back seat. So I'm a little nervous for Philip Lindsay coming up. Me personally, if I was drafting, I could see Melvin Gordon going before Philip Lindsay in this case, because I do believe he's got something to prove, and I think he wants to prove something, and I think he's gonna go out. We all know the kind of back Melvin Gordon is.
Yeah,
we know the numbers he can put up.
So I like a guy who's motivated. So Gordon just got paid a boatload of money. Lindsay did not get paid yet. So Lindsay,
I like that. Yeah,
and to Johnny's point. So to Johnny's point, he said, hey, Gordon's getting paid 10 times more. Guess what? Now you got a motivated running back, so he's going to show, hey, I want that truckload of money coming up to me, and whether I get it from the Broncos or I become a free agent and some other team gives it to me, I'm going to go out there and show that I'm worth that same amount of money as this dude. So I like the dude. He's got some motivation. He's got that chip on his shoulder, so that's why I put him ahead.
All right, then.
All right.
All right. Very nice. Very
cool.
nice.
Good question, Johnny. Thanks, man.
Free agents wise, though. I mean, you were talking about Devontae Freeman.
Yeah.
We're talking about some of the guys that are available, and I can't help but look at Frank Gore, the ageless wonder who is out there. And I have a funny feeling we'll see Frank Gore end up getting picked up after the draft. I think once you see what team is going to... I do. I really do. After a team gets a number one running back that, hey, they're high on him, he's a rookie coming in, now you go after that Frank Gore if you don't have that veteran presence. And I truly believe Frank Gore, you know what? He taught Devin Singletary pretty well. He's a damn good locker room guy. Every team he has been on, everybody has said, you know what? His veteran presence is just supreme to all. So I think if, you get a team that picks a running back, first round, second round, want them to be their featured back, I think he's a good candidate to come on in there and teach. So, and honestly, I'd like him back in Buffalo, personally. I really would.
Oh, yeah. Frank Gore's a great guy. He's number 3 in the all-time career rushing yards list. He's got quite a bit to catch Peyton, and I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, he's 1,400 yards behind Walter. He'd have to play another, I'd say, almost 3 years if he wanted to, at least 2 years to catch Walter.
Yeah, I think 3. I think you're spot on. He'd have to play 3, and he's not going to be in there for 3 more.
No.
He's up there in age.
And then the next active guy that's closest to Gore would be AP. AP is about 1,100 yards behind Gore. And then after that, you drop down to LaShawn McCoy, who's well behind Gore at 14,000. So basically what I'm trying to say is Gore has kind of solidified himself as the, at least in terms of rushing yards, the number 3 all-time rushing leader, which is solid, man. Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, then Frank Gore. I mean,
honestly, if Frank Gore wants to keep that number 3, I think he's going to try to stay in the league until AP retires. And I think he'll retire when Adrian Peterson retires.
Maybe.
So that Adrian can't catch him. Adrian's what? About 1,000 behind him? Where's he at?
Yeah, he's about 1,000 behind. He's 1,100 behind
1,100
Gore.
Okay.
AP's got 1,000 yards to catch Barry Sanders. Again, I don't think AP's going to do it this year. I don't see him being a 1,000-yard rusher.
No.
So
2 years, sure.
Again, he sticks around a couple of years. Maybe he could pass Barry. Anyways, Frank Gore, future Hall of Famer, has been on 4 different teams. So, anyways, he's had a hell of a career. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Ageless wonder.
Yeah,
ageless wonder.
Sure is.
And hey,
talk about third downs. Somebody's looking to invest in third downs.
Definitely. He put up some good numbers last year for Buffalo, and he was a huge third down back for us.
Right.
And just an overall great locker room presence. I mean, you want somebody to fit into your culture of being a team sport.
Yeah.
Frank Gore is the guy. But yeah, I mean, other running backs that we got out there free agency wise, there are some intriguing ones. LaShawn McCoy, we mentioned him just a little bit ago. Where's he going to go? What's he going to do? I mean, I'm still sitting a little bad that he got.
Is he going to go back to Buffalo?
He got no. That he got scratched during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
That to me was just not a good thing. I think that also put a bad taste in his mouth. Maybe with Andy Reid here, he thought him being back together with Andy Reid was going to be great.
Guy's been in the league for over 10 years. He got a ring on the bench.
Still has some good juice.
Yeah,
and he's got some still. Hey, look, he's cut on a dime for a reason.
I like to think I still have some good juice.
Well, I definitely know I don't have any.
Oh my gosh! So who could use a running back is good old Tampa, Tom Brady. Who's going to be his running back?
Not a clue.
Not
a clue what they want to do there, who they want to bring in. I mean,
Freeman. Freeman actually would be a good fit for somebody like Brady. Brady likes to, like a James White type. I think that would be a good fit for him.
I don't know. There's something about Carlos Hyde.
Carlos Hyde kind of makes a little sense there.
Carlos Hyde to me does make a little bit of sense.
Yep.
Being in Tampa and with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And I can't really touch on more than that. And I think it's going to be interesting to see two things here with the running backs. It's going to be interesting to see in fantasy world what's going to happen with New England.
Sorry, go ahead.
And what they've got going on, between James White, between Sony Michel, with a new quarterback in there, how's their stock going to be?
Right.
And now you're going to go to Tampa. You've got Tom Brady. Tom Brady loves to sling the ball around still at his age. Is he going to rely on a running back? Who is that running back?
Ronald
Jones? Arians
Is it going to be Ronald Jones? I mean, that's the guy he has now.
That's what he's got now. I mean, Peyton Barber is a free agent, if I'm not mistaken, still, right?
Yep.
So right now, all you got is Ronald Jones. I don't think Ronald Jones is the guy.
No. Maybe I like Freeman there, actually. Freeman or Hyde. I think either one of those would be a good fit for the Bucs.
I think it could be, and it'd be interesting to see offensive-wise, because I think Belichick and Bruce Arians are two totally different coaches when it comes to offense.
Right.
So how are they going to utilize that running back? How will Tom Brady be comfortable with his running back? I think is going to be an element that Tom Brady doesn't even realize yet. I mean, I don't know. I don't got a lot of stock, a lot of faith in Tampa Bay right now. I think time will tell. And nothing to take anything away from Tom Brady, but he is, 42? 43 years old? He's up there.
A little bit.
His accuracy is off. His arm strength is down. You've got some speedsters and Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, and I don't mean to get off the running back tangent, but
no.
I just don't know what he's going to do. And if he's looking to check down, who's that guy that fills that James White role? And right now, Tampa doesn't have it, and maybe Freeman.
Yeah.
Maybe Freeman could be that guy.
I think I like Freeman. I mean, the Bucs have a little bit of salary cap space, like about $13 million to spend. I think Hyde would be a cheap option.
I think Hyde is your I think
he'd be a cheap option. And if I was playing Madden, I'd go sign him right now.
But LaShawn McCoy could almost make sense there.
That's true too.
You want an outlet?
He catch the ball out of the He can catch the ball out of the backfield.
That's the guy.
You're looking for his James White, and Brady's looking for that guy. He's gonna be looking. Who's gonna be his Wes Welker? I know we're getting off on a tangent here.
Yeah.
Godwin and Evans are more guys who are stretching the field, not coming across the middle. It'll be interesting to see who's going to, be his Wes Welker or his Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm aging myself there. Anyways. Okay.
Good times.
Well, yeah, exactly. So running backs, Dolphins too. They could use back. I don't know who's leading the Dolphins' backfield these days, but again, they have a shit ton of draft picks. Maybe they go running back as well. Get some new skill players in Miami. They got Jordan Howard though, so that's I guess who they're going to lean on. But they could use a young dude there too. Their young running backs. They traded Drake, and now all of a sudden Drake's out of Miami and he's a freaking star in Arizona. That blows my mind.
I just I have a funny feeling about that one now too.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to another skill position, fantasy-wise, wide receivers. A couple names hanging out there, free agent-wise yet. Taylor Gabriel, formerly with the Bears, Chris Hogan, and David Moore. So most of the big names have already been signed. None of those guys are really game changers. Gabriel's a small, speed dude. Hogan's not a really big dude. And
you know what though? We were just talking with Tom Brady and who's going to be his Edelman.
Yeah, I
think Tampa should make a play at Chris Hogan.
Ooh, I kind of like that.
I think Tampa should make a play at Chris Hogan. I think you could get him real cheap.
Yep.
New England got him cheap from Buffalo, and I think. Look, you know what? The thing with New England is they did not use Chris Hogan as your over-the-middle guy.
Hogan falls to Tampa.
Edelman, and they tried to use him on the outside. That's not Hogan's strong suit. So, that could be a possible intriguing move that Tampa could make, and that is picking up Chris Hogan.
Not a bad idea. Last time we talked, so we were both all over Emmanuel Sanders on the Saints. We love that move by New Orleans.
Yeah.
And Robbie Anderson, he was a big name that was hanging out there last time we all met, and he signed with the Carolina Panthers. So Teddy Bridgewater has a new weapon and a new team. So Teddy and Robbie Anderson, you think Robbie's going to have a big effect in the fantasy world next season with the Panthers? Hard to say, right? How's Teddy going to be?
No. Honestly, sitting here today, new coach, new scheme, new quarterback, new wide receiver. I'm actually a little nervous for Christian McCaffrey next year, fantasy-wise. But
Teddy's the guy who can run the ball.
Robbie, I don't think he's going to be your guy. I don't think he's going to be the number one.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening there in Carolina.
You got DJ Moore,
right,
Curtis Samuel, and then probably Robbie after that.
Maybe Samuel and Robbie can fight. I think DJ is your clear number one. I think if
DJ is
if you're drafting wide receivers, early on, I think DJ, your first Carolina pick, has to be DJ Moore.
Yep.
Fantasy wise, he was a stud last year. He had the most targets. And I think Bridgewater's going to have a connection with him.
Yeah, and you know what? When you're filling out your roster in fantasy, at least what I do after I get my starters kind of set, when I'm looking for wide receivers later in the draft, what wide receiver number ones are on the board? That's where I'm looking. Unless you're going to like a pass-heavy offense or something like that, or stud quarterback,
right?
Might want to take a number two there. But usually I try to figure out again. I want to fill up the bottom of my roster with wide receiver number ones. So in Carolina, that's still DJ Moore. Robbie Anderson is maybe a 2.5, somewhere around there. So
so while we're on the wide receiver, topic, and we're talking free agencies, and we're talking about draft rankings for your fantasy drafts, what kind of impact does Emmanuel Sanders have on Michael Thomas? Does he? Now, we all know Michael Thomas is a stud. We know this. But is Michael Thomas going to put up the numbers he just put up last year?
No.
He's going to
be good, though. He's going to be, Thomas is going to be one of your first three or first two receivers off the board, as he should be.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But could Emmanuel Sanders take a little bit of that stock away with Drew Brees? And I think the answer is yes.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, and speaking of the Saints, is Kamara going to have a bounce back year? Is people are going to have to pay attention to Sanders over the middle? Does that open up a Kamara in the flat?
Right,
it might.
Right.
So people are paying a shitload of attention to Kamara, but now they got to worry about Sanders. And then you got Thomas going deep. So again, I love this. I love him going there. I think that the Saints offense is going to be fun to watch with that in play. But it does knock down Thomas a little bit. But Thomas had a hell of a freaking year. So
yeah.
Again, still draft him. If you want to take him as the first wide receiver off the board, I'm perfectly fine with that. I have no issues with taking Michael Thomas as your wide receiver, as the first receiver off the board in this year's draft.
Can I expand just a little bit, because we're on and I know I'm going off topic just a little bit. And last year I was a firm believer the number one overall pick in fantasy should have been Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
a lot of people were all on the Saquon Barkley, and that's what happened in our draft, right?
Yep.
I wanted to trade up because I wanted Christian McCaffrey, because I knew McCaffrey was going to have a hell of a year, and he did. Michael Thomas, hell of a year.
Fucker knocked me out of a couple leagues.
He did.
I think you did.
Those two right there, are going to be hot this year. They are going to go 1, 2, 3 right in that area.
As they should.
But, look, Saquon was a huge hit last year, right?
Yep.
Saquon was the guy everybody wanted. Do you stay away from Christian McCaffrey this year as your number one overall pick? Everything is showing you need to take him. But do you stay away from it this year? New quarterback, new coach, new offense, new everything. I personally feel McCaffrey's McCaffrey, and he is a hell of a ball player. He is a hell of a fantasy player. But to be honest, I personally do not find him to be a 1 or 2. I am thinking in between. He's a top 5. He's going to be a top 5 next year. But I believe McCaffrey is going to have a step back.
Well,
I really do.
I mean, you got, your other options. You still got Saquon. I mean, he's still up there, right? You have Zeke. You got Dalvin Cook. Michael Thomas is up there. Devontae Adams, yeah, he's not going to be number 1.
Not sure
but you're talking your top 5.
Adams,
Let's talk about the top 5 and how you want to juggle them or what have you. So McCaffrey, yeah, he's a top 5 for sure. Saquon Barkley, probably still a top 5. Zeke, there's no contract bullshit and all that going on. I assume he's the top 5. Dalvin Cook, he had a really good year, but I'm just a little worried about him though. Again, he had a great year, but he did not finish the year. Michael Thomas, is he going to be a top 5 pick? I don't know. Kamara's maybe dropped down, but is he going to pick up because of Sanders like we were talking about earlier?
All right. So who is not in that top 5 that I personally, and he's not even in the top 10, I'm sure.
So
who do I believe should be in there that would take over one of those spots? Because I am.
Do you have a name?
I am not onto this top 5. I'm sorry.
Do you have a name?
Yes.
Okay. So
top 5. Here's somebody who needs to be in your top 5.
The guy who finished in the top 5 running backs last year, Austin Eckler.
Thank you. That's where I was going. He's got a quarterback, and Tyrod Taylor, who loves to dink and dunk.
Yeah.
That's what Tyrod does. Yeah. They have said, this is our quarterback. This is where we're going. He is not throwing bombs. He is going to be dumping off to Eckler. Eckler is going to have the catches. In a PPR league, I'm sorry, Austin Eckler needs to be a top 5 pick. Where do they have him?
15.
15.
So, I mean, you get these dudes that come
here.
I'm sorry. You're going to get these dudes, and we always do every year, to come to the draft. And our colleagues or our guys around our league are probably watching our show, but there's going to, they won't even think about it the night before the draft. They're going to print out whatever ESPN says, and they're going to draft the top guy and go off that order. You know what? Those guys usually don't win the league.
You're right about that. You
got to know the value of those picks. So Austin Eckler at 15, and I know it's early. We're only in April, but at 15, shit, that's a steal if you get Austin Eckler at 15. That's an absolute steal.
There's no way Eckler's dropping to 15. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We are in, as B. Rye and I, we are in an extremely competitive fantasy football league. And I'm sorry, if Austin Eckler drops to 15 in our league, well, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
exactly. He will not make it out
of
the first round.
I already know which way he's going if he's in the top 5. So I'm getting some insight to our draft here.
Yeah, no kidding,
and,
right?
I hate when we draft next to each other. Although, usually I know what he's going to do, or I kind of have an inkling, and he probably knows what I'm going to do. But at the same time, shit.
But no, and I think somebody else that needs to be up in there that probably isn't is Derrick friggin' Henry.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, they got Derrick Henry. Again, this is early, 17.
The guy finished the season stronger than any other player. And to have him at, what did you say, 17?
17, yeah.
Come on. Derrick Henry is going to be absolutely fantastic again next year.
Josh Jacobs is 19.
Ryan Tannehill is also, he's another one that I think is a top 10 guy. But anyway, Derrick Henry needs to be a top 5 player. Period. I don't know why and what people are seeing so much in Saquon Barkley as your number 2 overall, your number 1. I mean, it's like if you don't have Saquon in your top 3, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, you know what? I knew last year Saquon was not going to be what he did his rookie season, and guess what? Was he even a top 5 running back in the league?
You know, in the playoffs,
seriously,
he was.
Top 5 fantasy point in a top 5 for the year. Was he a top 5 fantasy player? He was not.
When you were playing for the money, he was.
When you were playing for the money, Derrick Henry was money.
Yes.
Derrick Henry was
Saquon
money.
was making it rain in the playoffs. He was making it rain, bro. Boy. Hey, we got a question here about Eckler.
What do we
from
got?
Our buddy Johnny. 8 or 9 in the box. Is that going to hurt Eckler? You know what? My opinion, you can go after me. I'm going to say that Eckler's going to be sneaking out into the flat and catching those balls, bro. So he's going to get his probably 90 to 100 catches again, I think. And he's going to be valuable in your PPR fantasy leagues. So go ahead and stack that box, and he's going to go run out and go catch that ball and rack up the points for you.
Johnny, I think you make a very good point. And I think it was evident even, in Buffalo when Tyrod was manning the ship there and LaShawn McCoy was there. They did stack the box. But you know what? LaShawn McCoy was still getting 1,000 yards. He was still coming out of the backfield with catches. I believe Eckler, he's younger than where LaShawn was. I think you're going to see Eckler being that Christian McCaffrey. I mean, come on. People were still trying to stack the box, even with Cam Newton as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Kyle Allen. I mean,
right. Oh, yeah.
They
Kyle
were
Allen.
stacking
McCaffrey
the box,
still
and
put up his
McCaffrey was
points.
still going to town.
Right. Getting those PPR points.
Not that Eckler is a McCaffrey. He's not there as far as his caliber, but Eckler is going to be a huge offensive weapon in a PPR league. And stacking the box or not, I think you got to go Eckler. You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, they were stacking the box with Phillip Rivers. And Eckler still became a stud last year. So,
again, Jay and I are both, and a lot of people are usually in multiple fantasy leagues.
Yeah.
You want some stock in Eckler on at least one of your teams this season for sure. What the hell was I going to say?
I
don't fucking know.
Henry better than Eckler. I know there's not a question mark there.
I think it's a statement.
I personally would probably not. I mean, I guess if it was a question, would I take Eckler over Henry? The answer would be yes. I personally would take, in a PPR league, I'm taking Eckler.
I was going to say, in standard scoring, I'm going Henry.
Yeah. Yep.
Standard scoring,
I'll
Henry all day.
I'll agree with you on that.
And Henry, the way he ended, he should be a top 5 back too. So, and we'll get into this, later as we get closer to fantasy season after the draft and rosters are settled and what have you, and we'll give you our top players at each spot.
Kind of fun right now because there's not really a whole lot. I mean, I'm actually starting to get excited about.
I'm ready for fantasy season.
I'm getting excited right now, and we still don't.
Well, we don't know
if we're going to have even a season.
Here's what's going to happen, Pony Boy, is we're going to set it up on Madden, and there's going to be a Madden season.
There you go.
We'll set the rosters, we'll tweak it and make it where it needs to be. We'll update the free agents and rookies, and we'll start running our own shit. We are not going to let this damn COVID-19 stop us from having our football. There, I said it.
You know what? If we got to put together leagues outside in our backyards.
Yeah.
There will be some football being played.
Oh, there will be.
So, hey, I don't care if I've got a face mask on, whatever. We got the visors. We got visors on the helmets.
Yep.
I'll put a helmet on with a visor and some pads, and I'll be just fine. So I'm ready to go.
Speaking of which, my company's been providing a lot of material for medical face shields. Those visors right now. Yeah. Kind of cool. Our business is booming because of that. Heck, even if it just saves one life, it's worth it. So we've been,
buddy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about, we talked about wide receivers, running backs, and we'll just keep bouncing around here because we're having fun and we got nothing else to do during this frickin' quarantine.
Oh, are you going to go to tight ends on me?
You want to go to tight ends? And
Is that where you want to go?
There's a few out there. Shit, Delaney Walker's 36 years old. Is anybody going to sign his ass?
Nah, I don't see a big market for him.
No, I don't think so either.
Jordan Reed possibly. He's a little bit younger.
Fuck. Every time somebody drafts him in the fantasy, I'm like, woohoo! That's like I got like a free spin because the guy's gonna play like 2 games and he's done.
There's not a whole lot going on in the tight end market that really intrigues me of who's left. I mean, you've got Vernon Davis, obviously another older guy.
He retired.
Did he officially retire?
Yeah,
he's officially done.
Yeah, he's done. He's retired.
So he's out of there. Charles Clay. No.
Charles Clay.
You're not doing it for me, Charles. No. I seen you in Buffalo. You didn't have a whole lot going on.
Luke Stocker?
No. I mean, I just don't.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't see any of these free agents that are left.
There's not much. The tight end. The Bears. Look. The Bears went out and got the best one on the market in Jimmy Graham. Totally kidding. Still pissed about that. But no, the top one was probably Austin Hooper, who went to the Browns.
But you know what? You didn't overpay for Hooper. That's
the
a
Brownies?
good thing right there. Where
$42 million over 4 years.
For $42 million.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Not bad.
And he's how old? How old's Hooper?
25. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. And I'm sorry.
I don't see it
Is he going to make Johnny better?
No.
Is Johnny going to get better?
No.
Johnny.
Baker.
Fucking Baker. I'm
no,
Johnny
he's
Manziel.
Not. He is not going to make Baker
things anyways.
Friggin' better. And I think they overpaid for him. I think it's a stretch. And he's not going to be the saving grace to that offense. It's not going to happen. So I don't know what the hell Cleveland's thinking. Granted, I never know what the hell Cleveland's thinking.
Cleveland doesn't know what Cleveland's thinking. Cleveland still has the most cap space. Can you believe that? With all the people they've signed and everything they've done, they have $43 million in available cap space as of today.
Really?
The Browns have more than anybody.
Who's that on that list?
The Bills have 20 million.
Okay, 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is.
So the Brownies still have money to spend. What they're going to do with it, who knows?
They won't spend it wisely, I'll tell you that.
We've been talking about the available. Well, we're more offense. We're going to hit the defense. We'll scan over defense quickly. But
I ain't talking defense today. Come on.
The Browns, they got OBJ. They got Landry. They got Hooper. They got Baker. They got Chubby. I believe Hunt is staying there. So their skill positions, they're set. I believe they picked up somebody on the offensive line. I don't remember who, and I'm sorry. I know it wasn't Joe Thomas, so it doesn't matter. But anyways, they did pick up a new offensive lineman, and maybe they go defense. They got where they drafted.
They got Jack Conklin.
There you go,
offensive tackle.
See, he was a big name sitting out there. The Brownies pick. They got 7 picks. They got the number 10 pick overall. So they go offensive line. I think we talked about this last show. Brownies probably should go. Again, their skill positions seem to be set.
Yeah.
So they go maybe offensive line, defensive line. They got Garrett and some others there. But
look
anyways, they got money to spend, is what I'm trying to say. Frickin' spend it wisely, and they haven't been able to do that in years.
My same take that I'm going to have going into just like last year, right? Everything on paper and all your announcers and all your people all talking, oh my God, on paper, the Browns, you need to seriously put them in talks for a championship. You need to put them in there. Look at what they're doing.
Oh, they were the paper lions last year, and they sucked ass.
It's the same thing this year. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but you've got a new coach coming in. You got a whole nother new offense coming in.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield is now going on his 3rd head coach. His 3rd offensive friggin' coordinator.
Kind of like Jay.
I mean,
Cutler.
It's a joke. It's a joke, and you're not going to get any consistency. And what's going to happen? This is going to be the year that if they don't come out and they win within the first 3 games, if they're not 2-1 the first 3 games, and they are 1-2, OBJ, Jarvis Landry are going to go off, and they are going to be in the media nonstop. They're going to ruin Baker Mayfield.
Those are ticking time bombs.
They are. They are. And I'm telling you, they're veterans right now. OBJ is a veteran.
Yep.
He is your biggest ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
I'm sorry, but it's going to happen.
Yep.
It's going to happen. I can't wait for the schedule to finally get released.
Oh my gosh.
So that we can start talking about matchups and what do you got coming?
I can't wait for the first one. Well, speaking of the schedule, so
I'm here May 5th, right?
Is it going to go on as planned? Is this, is there going to be any disruption to the NFL season?
So we realize tight ends. There's nothing to talk about.
We talked about it.
We're moving on from the tight ends.
We talked about tight ends that were signed and whatever. We're moving on.
So we're going to move on. So we're going to talk now. Let's hit this up and what you guys think. And you know what? I'm going to give my opinion 4 beers in on what I feel about the season. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think the NFL season is going to go off without a hitch? Do you think come September 10th we're going to have the first game of the year? Is it going to happen? And
I'll lose my shit if we don't.
My personal take on it, though,
I'm going to be in Vegas the first week of September.
My personal take is no. I mean,
what?
And the reason are the dates that are coming up, the important dates that are going to be missed. Monday starts the new head coaches who have signed with their teams, like Cleveland, like we were talking about. They're supposed to be doing off-season workouts starting Monday. You're not going to be able to do that, are you?
That's true. It's going to be hard to work out 6 feet away.
You can't do it. So your off-season workouts that are supposed to start Monday are now done. It's done. You've got April 20th. All other teams can start. Look, it's very simple. Everybody is shut down. Illinois extended theirs to April 30th, right?
Most people have.
Right, and there's a couple of states that have taken it to May 15th. I mean, I hate to say it, but when we start losing these off-season workouts and we start losing our OTAs and we start losing the rookie mini camps, the post-draft rookie mini camp, when's that first one? Is supposed to be May 8th. May 8th through May 11th, you're allowed to have your 3-day post-draft rookie mini camps.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but I just don't see that happening if you can't still get together. So I hate to say it, and I want to be an optimist on this whole thing. And I'm sure, look, there's higher-ups in the NFL. They're thinking about this. They're thinking about this. They're trying to figure out how can we squeeze all this in, especially with the new collective bargaining agreement, because you can only do so many per day and per week.
You brought up something about that too.
And
the
right.
Playoffs.
So yeah, and my last little rant on this is with the playoffs. So we were all told with the new CBA that the new playoff format was going to take place this season. Everybody was behind that. We're going to add another team from each conference. You're only going to have one team as your bye. The owners just got done with their meetings, and they have now put that on hold till next season. What does that tell you? That makes me think in my head they know this is going to be a shortened season, and they're not looking to add that extra team this year. I'm a little nervous that the NFL is exploring the possibility of a shortened season. I truly, truly believe that.
It makes sense with not being able to do other full OTAs and everything. I would hate to see that happen. Just sports around the world, from youth sports to high school, college, and professional. It's just it's sad. It's a sad state that we're in. I get it. I understand that we're trying to flatten the curve and keep everybody healthy and as safe as possible. But I know we're all looking forward to the economy opening up again. A lot of people have been hurt financially by this, and it's not just all about sports. It's about the well-being of the world, and not just the U.S. too. It's the whole freaking world. It's a world pandemic that's going on right now. Having said all that, man, I'm hoping and praying that everything goes by that time, by the fall rolls around, that we're kind of back to, as Jay and I talked earlier, I want to say back to normal, but back to normal's not going to be normal. It's going to be a new normal, but at least back to work. Everybody's back to work and doing their thing, including all the athletes, amateur and professionally. So I'm hoping and praying that it goes on without a hitch. But again, what do you guys think? Do you think it's going to go on and affect the NFL season? We'd be curious to hear what your takes are on it. Like I said, I'm going to be out there the first week of Vegas, so I'm going to be getting my NFL bets ready and ready for opening weekend. So I hope that it's ready to rock. Anyways, yeah. So that's
buddy.
where we're at. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so do you want to talk about any defensive players at all? There's a few big names out there. Biggest name is Clowney, right? Jadeveon Clowney, Everson Griffin actually is a pretty good edge rusher. Spent his career with the Vikings. Those two guys are sitting out there. There's a lot of teams that could use a new edge. There's Bills, Cardinals, Cowboys, Dolphins, Falcons, Giants, Jags, Jets. There's a lot of teams in the market.
Well, with Buffalo too. I mean, they lost Shaq Lawson,
right?
So
right.
I mean, that definitely. Jordan Phillips even is an interior defensive tackle. They lost him as well. So I think Buffalo's defensive line. Yeah, they could pick somebody up, whether it's the edge, whether it's a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go that route. I think we still have some younger players that are there. I think Jerry Hughes is going to be very good. So, And I like Trent Murphy still. I think Trent Murphy's got a lot to prove. And
I like Trent Murphy too. Yeah, he's a good ball player. Yeah. But the Cowboys, maybe they'll make a splash. They lost Robert Quinn to the Bears, so they could use a new edge. So maybe Clowney would be a good fit there. And I said there's a whole list of teams that could land them. I'm just surprised that they haven't been signed just yet.
I'm actually surprised Seattle's not offering Clowney anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Personally, I mean, I don't
know. He's not going to give you 16 games. He's going to miss a couple of games here and there. But when he is on the field, he can make a difference. A couple corners. Eli Apple. Actually, everybody expects him to go back to, I would say back to Vegas, but back to the Raiders, which is now Vegas. But that fell through, so he's still hanging out there. Logan Ryan, formerly of the Patriots and Titans. He's a pretty decent corner that's sitting out there.
Yeah.
And Darqueze Dennard. So there's a few guys sitting there. Maybe looking for secondary help.
I think Apple should go to Jacksonville. That's just me.
Well, both of our teams could use another corner too. I mean, the Bears got Kyle Fuller.
It'd be nice to see somebody opposite. With my corners. I am Josh Norman and Tre'Davious White.
You got Josh Norman.
Fine with my.
Okay.
I like my corners.
All right.
Hey, Levi Wallace is now going to go ahead and learn from Josh Norman. So. Yeah, you can put the Bears in that category, right?
The Bears are in
but you don't got to put my Bills in your same category, okay?
All right. That's fine.
Just remember, we don't have a quarterback competition going on in Buffalo.
The Redskins didn't let go of Josh Norman because he was good, so we'll just leave that at that.
Oh, please.
But yeah, the Bears
the Redskins didn't utilize him properly. They wanted him to be a number one cornerback, and guess what? He was not. He is a number two.
He's number two, or maybe he's a good nickel. Maybe he's a nickel.
Buffalo's not using him as a guy.
Bears could definitely use one of those guys. Anyways, all right. Where the hell were we? Safeties. Nobody really big out there that I care about. Kickers. Actually, a couple interesting names, and we'll move on from this. Gostowski. He was usually the first kicker off the board in the last 10 years of fantasy football.
We're actually going to make kickers people too right now.
But wasn't he the last 10 years probably the first kicker off the board, currently free agent? Yeah. He fell out of love with New England, and he's probably retiring and irrelevant going forward. Adam Vinatieri, guy's 40. Old me, he's 47. Again, is he going to retire?
Here's a good one in the draft world, right? Draft world, fantasy draft coming up. You know what? Where you pick your kicker, whether you're going those later rounds. God, I hope you're going later rounds. But you taking Tampa's kicker?
Are you going to Brady? Tampa is going to score a shitload of points because they have a 42-year-old quarterback?
No, I'm sorry. I think he had more stock last year with the wild and crazy Jameis Winston, than what he's going to have for Tom Brady.
Let's see. I just looked up the top 100 overall, and he's not there. So,
Johnny Highland says, "Hey, let's get to some important stuff. What is Buffalo Jay cooking today?" I'm not, bro. I'm not.
I was wrong. The wrong fucking Johnny gave a shit. We were betting on a different Johnny to give a shit about food, and anyways, yeah.
Not cooking today. I had my fix these last few days. My wife is actually going to be throwing down later on tonight. We're making cube steaks.
Yahoo!
So, hell yeah. But no, I cooked enough yesterday, and don't worry. As soon as we get back outside, we will have the tailgate portion of the show rolling. We've got some better ideas that are going to be coming too, just so that you guys can all have fun and follow along. We might just do special episodes just strictly to the cooking side of things, so that you
I'll be drinking while he cooks,
can have an amazing tailgate at your hopefully local parking lot, getting ready to go into a game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we talked about free agents, we talked about signees and where they ended up. Any other news that we need to hit?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I mean, I hate to say it as much as I've been having fun, but we've been here for an hour with you guys, and I think we might have to call it a day.
I think it's
and
okay.
Get ready for the next one.
You know what? Exactly right. We got a lot more coming at you. Like I said, there's no Sports Center, there's no NFL Live, there's no live sports, but we are here for your sports entertainment. We have another show coming up, and then our live draft show, which will be a lot of fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm
really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so probably look for us again in 2 weeks, and then again for the draft right after the next show.
Should we wear suits and ties for that?
You know, we might wear some tuxedos. In fact, Johnny and I have been talking about that too, just doing it at work for certain occasions. A little fucked up, but I get it.
God. Come into the Dumb and Dumber, fucking baby blue and fucking creamsicle orange tuxedos.
Well, no, I'm thinking more of Step Brothers.
Okay, we could do the Step Brothers too.
Is that onion and ketchup? Did you just fart?
But you know what? The only problem with that is there's none of those places are really open, are they?
Tuxedo places?
Yeah.
Well, prom's been canceled.
Proms are canceled. Weddings are canceled. You can't have a wedding. People can't get married right now.
Well, let me go to the courthouse. I saw that actually.
You know what? Maybe I'll just I'll find a bow tie and I'll wear it with.
Are you talking for the draft?
I'm talking about for the draft.
We'll figure out something.
We'll
figure out something fucked up for the draft.
Yes, we are going to figure out something for the draft.
Yeah.
And
you tell us what you want us to wear. And,
no, don't, no.
Make sure it's appropriate.
Hey, if you guys want to tell him what to wear, you can go right ahead. But I'd be afraid of what people would want me to wear.
I'll wear a freaking penguin suit. I don't give a shit.
Dude, I'm more worried.
Like a legit penguin. I'll come like a penguin.
I'm more worried about some other crazy shit that could happen, you know? I don't know. But hey, you know what? So look forward to that show coming up on Thursday night. That's April 23rd. We are going to do another show in between there to get you guys ready for that draft.
We'll be back in 2 weeks.
So we will. We will be back in 2 weeks. If the weather's nice, we'll take the studio outside. Maybe we'll throw something down on the grill.
Hell yeah.
Get some things rolling. And who knows? Maybe we'll come up with some ideas. Maybe we will do a live simulated game. We need our fix,
so
right?
We'll have playing in the background.
We all need our fix. And we're here to give you that fix for some sports. Because Lord knows you put on the TV and there's only one thing you're seeing right now.
I have an idea. We'll let you know. All right. Well, anyways, hey, thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching. Like I said, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Check out our draft show, which will be coming at you soon. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to get out of here.
We're trying. Weird.
Interesting.
What the hell is a Portnoy video? I don't even know what the hell that was.
I don't know. It sounds weird.
It does. It sounds a little fucking weird. Yeah, you like the shirt? Tommy Guns. Hey, man. That's right? It puts the lotion on its skin.
What? It's weird.
Love you guys. Hey, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Yeah, buddy!
TD, beers, and tailgates. Thanks, tailgaters.